Okay. Hi, YouTube. I have fantastic news today, and that is that I am getting a breast reduction. This is something I've wanted for, it looks cooler this way, so I'm going to do it like this, but this is something I've wanted for 6 years of my life, and don't worry, a video is in the works. It is kind of fun pretending that this is a huge thing for me, that I am a huge content creator, but even if I'm not, I'm having so much fun doing this in the few times that I do it. But yes, breast reduction news, big things. I can't believe that I'm already on this journey. It feels like it all happened so fast. Okay, so I am here snuggled up on my bed to kind of talk about, ignore my missing nail, it just fell off. Talk about why I want a breast reduction, and if you're my friends or if you know me, you can click off of this, you probably already know. This is just me snuggled up having a conversation. But it's going to be kind of like a part of a series because I want to do this video, the before, and then the during, like the whole process and the vlog of it all happening, and then the after. Anyway, so let's go back to where it all started. Middle school, the worst years of every pubescent child's life. In 7th grade, I got my period for the first time, and I remember the exact day and how it happened, and it wasn't crazy. I did not have a bad period story. But the beginning of puberty started right then, and I talked about this with my mom, and we both agreed. It was like I woke up one day and all of a sudden they were there. And of course they were not as big as they are now, or as big as they have grown to. But I do remember when I was younger, I never actually, gotta make sure the mic is still on, I never actually paid attention to my body much. You know, I would hear my friends talk about, oh my gosh, I've been praying for boobs since I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. No, I was never paying attention to my body in any sort of way. I never cared about what my body would look like, and I don't even remember what it looked like back then. The only memory that I have of it, because I don't think I ever looked at it, was I had like this black and white zip up in the front bra, and I tried that on a few years later, and I was like, wow, this is small. But back then I remember thinking these are big compared to everyone else around me. So in middle school, I got a lot of attention. I never changed in front of my friends or anything like, you know, girls would do, because I was so insecure. And it wasn't even that I didn't like my body, but more so I did not like the attention that they drew. And you know, my friends would change in front of me and no one would care. The amount of attention I got with my shirt on just made me scared for how much attention I would get with my shirt off. So I kind of stayed away from doing all of that or showing myself off in any ways. Middle school was really hard for me, especially because of all of that and boys. It was all really hard to go through, and it does have a lot to do with the person I had grown into and how I handled my body in situations. And I'm just glad that that part of my life is over, and I know how to dress myself better, and I've gotten more comfortable with myself. But it was really difficult to get through whenever your body is growing so much more rapidly than everyone else's. In high school, that's when the issues actually started, like the physical issues, not just the mental ones. The mental ones did get worse, way worse. I remember trying to combat it with being a tomboy, dressing like Billie Eilish. That was my, by the way, I started high school in 2020, so yeah. I also remember one time wearing like a regular, like kind of like tank top like this, but I had a jacket on and I like had it half zipped, blah blah blah, and I went to second period, and then I got called to the principal's office, and apparently someone anonymously reported that I made them uncomfortable. And I looked around at lunch, and they were the skinny girls, not as curvy, and they had no issues like that. Going on to the issues that I actually had physically, I just went on a little. I remember my back pain starting around when I was 15, upper middle, you know, it would just kind of hurt. I'd have to stretch, but no amount of stretching would ever help it. Or I do remember like laying down at night sometimes, it wouldn't fix anything. Back pain became a huge thing for me to have to deal with. I also remember looking at myself in the mirror and recognizing these, and I was like, why are my indentations so low, and why does it make me look lumpy, and blah blah blah. Those are shoulder grooves from bras, especially the issue of having bras that don't actually fit, so having to tighten them and it being worse. And now I have one bra, count them, one bra that is actually supportive and fits me. There's some that I have that are not necessarily supportive, but now I feel like it's too big of an investment to dump $80 more into a bra that is my size. And I will talk about sizing and all of that near the end. Sorry, I just hit the mic. At Victoria's Secret, being told I was a 32 triple D. No, I wasn't. And they knew that. And they lied to me. They lied to you guys. Also, be careful about those bigger chested boutiques. Like, no offense, but Soma, they told me I was a little bit bigger, but of course they were going to fit me in a size that they sold. That was also not the case. I had to go to a boutique that was doctor recommended and recommended by my other friend who actually did have a breast reduction. In the last year, I've been getting daily diaphragm cramps, and I bruise very easily from my bra. So I have bruises on me right now from it. Going on to how this process began, I was talking with my therapist, and I was saying that I was never doing anything that actually took steps towards what I wanted to achieve. And she was like, well, can you give me an example? And I said, well, I've always wanted a breast reduction, but I feel like it's not possible, so I just haven't set that first doctor's appointment up. And she was like, okay, how about we set that first appointment up and then we'll go from there. And so I did, and here we are. I had a consultation set after a regular doctor's appointment, and they sent me a consultation with a surgeon. His name is Max Yeslev in Atlanta. I've seen really good reviews. He also personally showed me his results, and I like them. He's very professional. I haven't had much time to interact with him because the consultation was extremely short, but just because you get a consultation does not mean it's covered. So he started talking to me about surgery day, and I had to stop him and say that I was a little nervous about pricing. He said it will be covered, so that was a shock and amazing news to me. Safe to say I was happy as hell that day, and you'll be able to see how happy I was in the vlog, like the surgery process vlog, if you go watch that next or whenever it comes out. But so I waited a few weeks for the insurance to officially approve it, and it was making me so nervous because I was like, what if they don't think it's medically necessary? I had to wait dreadfully long for the call to set up my my next appointments and my surgery date. So I thought that was going to be months out, and mind you, I am moving in July/August for college, and I was so scared that I was not going to be able to do things on time, or things would be complicated, and God, it was just a nervous process of waiting and blah, blah, blah. So I woke up at like 11 a.m. one day to a call, and it said my insurance company. So I slammed the answer button, and I locked in and said, hello, this is Elysia. How can I help you? No, but I did answer, and I locked in, and because I knew what it was about. They set up my surgery date, which is June 10th. Perfect timing. 6 weeks from June 10th is the assumed move-in date. I feel like a Victorian child laid down to die. I'm all comfy in my bed. This is really nice. I should do this more often. So perfect timing. I was so grateful that they were able to put me in. Then they asked me for a date, and I said, what's the soonest you got? June 10th, 6 weeks from now? Let's do it. Let's actually move this camera. Are we more comfortable, guys? Do you feel like you're laying here with me? Maybe I should put something behind my head. This is better, isn't it? Okay, perfect. I feel a lot more comfortable. So I've been waiting really patiently for the surgery, or for the next appointment to come, which is supposed to be this Tuesday. It's our medical consultation. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my iPhone 13 dying. Are you guys hearing about this iPhone 13 stuff? It's getting worse for everybody. I don't know why I let my phone update, but it is not working. It's not doing anything. As I was saying, it's a medical consultation of a sort, something like that, where they are going to basically check to see if I'm healthy enough for this surgery. And I have been canceling plans and not going places, especially out in Atlanta, because I am terrified of getting sick during this time, because either I get surgery now or I get surgery in 2 years when I'm not obligated to go to school 5 days a week. So I choose surgery now. If you can't tell, I'm super duper excited for this surgery. I'm so glad it's finally happening. No beer. I also lost 20 pounds late last year, and I did PT when I was 16, but I was taken out of it, so that's still on there on my medical records, and I think that did help for my insurance to cover it fully. So that was a relief, because insurance truly is everything, and they mean that. Editor Rosie here. I wanted to add that I misspoke. It's not fully covered, because is anything really fully covered? I have a 5% copay for the doctor's fee and the surgery itself that I have to pay. I won't disclose numbers for personal reasons, but it is not a lot of money at all, and it is an amazing price for the surgery that I'm getting. So insurance is everything. Thank you. So anyways, the surgery, a lot of people wonder about this, but all breast reductions are also a lift, because they could take the fat out and leave your nipple hanging to the floor, but I think it would look really weird. That's what some doctors said in a podcast I listened to. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. But all I have been doing is listening to podcasts and watching videos and seeing people's experiences, and r/reduction and realself.com. Great for figuring out what you want, and I've figured out what I want. I am right now a 28J cup, and I have been a 28 double J at my heaviest and a 28I at my lightest. I don't look too big, but that's because I am a 28 band, so it takes less fat on my chest for my band for my cup size to be bigger. I figured out. I had a friend, she got a breast reduction when she was 18. She was a 32 double J, so we were the same cup size, but she was much fuller, and I think they took all of 10 pounds out of her chest. So I will not be having that big of a transformation. I will still have boobs, but I think they're going to be pretty small. I prefer smaller than bigger, obviously, but we'll see how they turn out. I think the biggest things I'm excited for is it's just going to be able to wear whatever I want. A big part of my teenage years is that I missed out on a lot because of my insecurities, and going to the pool and going on a boat or going anywhere in a swimsuit will be less about my boobs and more about having fun. It did create a lot of issues for me mentally, and how I thought of myself and how I treated myself. I just can't believe it's finally happening. I'll be able to wear the things that I always wanted to wear, and I'm getting rid of the main reason that I didn't go to my senior prom, and some people just do not understand the issues that come with this, or at least growing up with this. As a kid, you are not allowed to be a kid. That is the biggest issue with growing so fast. I'm just complaining at this point. But yes, I'm very excited for this to be gone. I'm excited to feel like I have more control over my body, and I'm excited to see the changes it brings in many different aspects, like working out. Oh my god, I can't wait to see how that changes. I've seen a lot of different women talking about how it's affected them in many different ways, and in ways that they hadn't even thought of, and I'm excited to point those out, especially here. I want to document it, of course, because this is a big thing. My friends know it's a big thing. My best friend was there when I was 16 picking out my sophomore prom dress because her friend group was taking me, and it was just bad. I still have those videos on Snapchat of me crying, but they make things so complicated, guys. So I'm so glad that this is finally happening, and I can't wait to see how my life is gonna change. Guys, I'm gonna be 21. I'm gonna be 21 wearing whatever I want for my 21st birthday. Oh my god. So I guess I'm just gonna end this here. I just wanted to kind of talk about why I was getting breast reduction and how it all is happening. Like I said, this is the first video of maybe a couple more. This is becoming my whole personality right now. I hope you all know that. All I can talk about is how they're gonna take a part of my body off. The nerves haven't hit yet, but maybe it's because I've been wanting this for so long, and maybe it's also because it isn't within the 1 week time yet. So yeah, from this coming Wednesday, it is Sunday, from this coming Wednesday it will be 4 weeks till surgery, just under a full month. So we'll see how that works out. So I hope that you guys come back for the next video, and I hope that I maybe helped you gather some insight onto why people want these things, or got you a little excited for yours. I know that I keep watching videos because it makes me more excited for mine, and I just like listening to people talk. It feels like I'm having a conversation. But yeah, I do appreciate you coming out and watching this video and clicking on me. I feel special. I'm excited to see how syncing up this mic to this video will be. So yeah. Oh my god, it's happening! Siren the alarms! It's happening! It's happening! Okay. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye. Goodbye.